Hi, this is Jamel with Recherche Bernies in beautiful Statesville, North Carolina. I'm excited to introduce for the first time ever a beautiful adult Bernedoodle boy we have for sale that we have called David. We actually kept two boys, David and Goliath. And David was the small boy, Goliath was the big boy. And we kept him. He was born from Ruth and Shiloh's litter October 18th, 2018. So he is 18 months old. It's hard to believe. And I bought him. He was one of our first Bernedoodle litters, and all the puppies were beautiful and tricolor, which is the most difficult litter. And we decided to keep the two best boys, and we were going to use them as stud dogs to breed with our Bernese mountain dogs. But after doing that and getting it all set up and keeping them forever, we went ahead and got their health tests done. I realized that there wasn't very many people that were wanting to have 75% Bernese. They were wanting basically 75% poodle, or most of them just wanted 50-50. And so I kind of realized I had a couple of stud dogs, and Goliath we found a home for. And here we are listing David for the first time ever. Here he is, 18 months old. The great thing is even though we thought we were keeping him, he went through our puppy training institute just like any other puppy. We do it for every one of our dogs because even if they are bred here, we rehome them. But we know his personality very well. He is living with a professional trainer right now, so we're re-upping his training, retraining him every day. He's living with a professional trainer, so we're getting to work out any kinks that he has in his personality or in his training. But he's doing very well. He's a very smart dog. His personality, his Recherche score is 585, but it's easier just to show it and describe it. On the dependency score, he's very balanced. He is a dog that loves people. He's very friendly, but he is not needy. He is not clingy. He can handle being by himself. He can handle being self-entertained. If there is a weakness of Bernese and Bernedoodles, is that they're very dependent and they hate being by themselves. We have a lot of problems with separation anxiety issues, dogs barking and screaming, and really hard to crate train. Well, he's not that way. He loves you. He is friendly, but he is not needy. He is not clingy. He can handle being by himself. On the activity scale, he's about a 7 or 8 out of 10. He is outgoing. And of course, as you can see, he's very calm and laid back, but overall, he is energetic. He is playful. He does have energy. He does like to play. He is not lazy and a lump on the log, but he's not hyper. I don't want to make him sound like he's hyper. As you can see, a hyper dog wouldn't be able to sit still like this on my lap. He is not hyper. He's very mature. On the confidence scale, he's about middle of the road. He is not he doesn't have issues with submissive urination. He doesn't have issues with, super fear things, but he's not the most fearless dog in the world. If a loud noise hits, he does flinch. He does look. He's distractible in training sometimes, so he's not the most confident dog in the world. Not every dog is, but the one thing we love about him is he doesn't have any of the really bad issues that some shy dogs have, like submissive urination and all those things. But he is a beautiful boy. He's one of my best looking Bernedoodle boys. The other reason why we decided to keep him, because he was a tricolor boy, and the bad things when we started breeding the Bernedoodles, we started with the Bernese. When we started doing Bernedoodles, we didn't have pictures of adults that were of our own. And so when we finally got a tricolor, which is very difficult to produce, we had to use a phantom boy, we kept him. And he is one of the best looking, if not the best looking Bernedoodle we have produced. He has tons of white, which is what everybody loves. He has that brown. He is a perfect tricolor, and if you look at his coat, it may be hard to see in the video. We'll show some B-roll or some video of him playing. He has like white hairs all over his coat, and it's very cool looking. He's an average shedder. He sheds about half as much as a Bernese mountain dog. He isn't a dog that doesn't shed. None of the Bernedoodles do, but he sheds half as much as what a Bernese mountain dog sheds. Size-wise, he's full grown, and he's 75 pounds. So he's actually smaller than an average Bernedoodle, but he's not tiny. But he's 75 pounds. We just put him on the scale. I wanted to see how much he weighed. He's at a good weight right now. He's very healthy. His hair, we did give him a haircut, but it's not thin. We like it to look like this. This is our preference. But the great thing about Bernedoodles, if you cut them down or let them grow out, they can look almost like a completely different dog. Now, I put him going home dates, I just put level 1, level 2, level 3. I put the first level at May 15th. He is living with the trainer and he's getting trained every day. So the longer he's with the trainer, he's going to get better and better. And if you have something specific you want him to work on, you let us know and we can train him specifically for you. So for just date purposes, I put level 1 May 15th, and then there's a price for him. Level 2 is June 15th, level 3 is July 15th. But we are flexible with those dates. It can be between them, and if they are between them, we just prorate the price difference. So you can get them at the date that works best for you and not necessarily just those dates. Now, if you scroll down, you will see pictures of Ruth and Shiloh. If you click on those pictures, it's a video that summarizes each of the parents. Normally, that's very important when you have a puppy because you're worried about health clearances and their personality and their looks. Well, he's an adult. He's 18 months old. And so, but you can see his parents' pedigree. Both parents have all of their health clearances. Ruth was imported in from Europe. One thing that's nice about him is he has all of his health clearances. He had OFA good hips, which only 20% of puppies have that. He scored perfect elbows. He had his heart clearance, and he had just got his eye clearance. So he has all of his health clearances, and he isn't neutered, and we're not going to neuter him until we sell him, just in case for some reason we end up deciding to keep him and pulling him off. We want to have that option of breeding him. So he's not neutered. He will not be neutered until you buy him, and then we will neuter him before he goes home. And so give us a week at least for him to get neutered in time. Now, some people are worried about the coronavirus. That neuter may be delayed because of coronavirus, but you are allowed to come and pick him up. We are an essential business in North Carolina, so you are allowed to come and pick him up. We also have a delivery service where we can drive him anywhere in the U.S., and because we're an essential business, we can do that. Also, because he's so well trained, we can have a trainer fly him anywhere in the country, and it's very inexpensive because flights are so inexpensive. So we would fly him at a very discounted rate. So even if you live in California, we can get him to you. What I'd like to do now is just kind of summarize our Puppy Training Institute, and I'm going to show David in training right now so you can see how well he's doing and see a lot of his personality right now. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we train every one of our puppies. We start them out at 6 weeks of age. David is no different. We produced him. He was bred and produced here at 6 weeks of age. He started training, and we work on many areas. Now, some of the areas we can't really show you on camera, but the areas that we can show you, we'll do that right now. The first area is very visible, is leash training, outside training. We train him to walk on the leash and to walk on our left side. We are working on and training him with a prong collar, and that's just important because he's older and bigger. He stopped being leash trained when he was 6 months of age after graduating doggy doctorate, and so we're just working with him again. And being bigger and stronger, a regular training lead like we use doesn't get their attention, and so we're working on him. He walks on our left side. When we stop walking, he automatically sits, which is awesome. What that does is that keeps him focused on you, keeps him respecting you, and so it really helps out with transferring the leash training to you. The second area that we can really show off on camera is obedience training, and so he is doing really well. He knows sit, down, stay, come, place, and kennel. So those are all the commands he knows with hand signals only, he knows with words only, and then he knows with a combination. And so you can see we pull up with our hand, that's sit. We point to the ground, that's down. We put a stop sign to his nose, that's stay. And then of course we just say the word come, kind of clap our thighs, and he will run to us and come. We use the word place. We say the word place and he'll jump up on the cot. We encourage you to buy one of those because he's used to them, he's lived with them. It will help the transition to go that much smoother buying it, and also transfers the training from us to you. So we say the word place and he'll jump up on the cot. That's very important, and it's a very good way of teaching stay and come, the two most difficult commands. And then the last thing we can show you is kennel. We say the word kennel and he'll go right into his kennel. We don't have to force him in his kennel. He's doing great. He sleeps all night in a kennel. He doesn't scream. He doesn't bark. He doesn't He doesn't potty in his kennel. He does really well, and he is really well crate trained and doing really good with that. Now there's some other areas that we work on that's a little bit harder to show. One is car training. He's getting car rides every day. He doesn't get car sick. He does really well. Another area that we work on that's harder to show is potty training. He can hold his restroom for many hours inside. Obviously, as I mentioned, he's crate trained very well. He does not chew things or destroy things in the house, so he's really well potty trained and house trained. And again, we're working on any other weaknesses that he has. We will have it, and we will provide you with a video of him in training so you can feel confident that he is trained and feel confident that you can continue on the training. Now, if you're interested in David, read through this entire page. If you scroll to the bottom, you'll see pictures that we just took of him. Right above those pictures are his prices for each of the training level. Now, some people have a hard time finding the prices, so in this video, we're going to show you where prices are found on a typical page. But the prices you see in this video are not his prices. To find his prices, scroll down on his page, look above his pictures, you'll see the prices for each of the training levels. And if you're interested in him, right below this video is a link that says click here to fill out puppy application. Click on the words puppy application, fill it out. We will respond within 24 hours. If you do not get a response, please email or give us a call, and we will make sure we get you that response. Thank you so much for taking time to visit David. Thank you so much, and God bless.